morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Talk to Them. My name is Kenitha Wade. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Renata Mitchell, your other host.
And we have our guest today.
Sam Thompson, a.k.a. Seeznin.
All right. And we'll start off with our check-in like normal. We had an eventful day yesterday.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Which kind of summed up the week. But the week itself overall was like not too busy,
My week wasn't,
kind of getting ready for Christmas and all that. So, an easy work week, I think. But yesterday we had the paint and sip, and then we had acting a fool at Kelly's Olympian, and it was good. It was a good day. It worked out how it was supposed to.
Yeah.
I felt like.
Because the paint and sip went from 4:30 to 7:30, and acting a fool doors opened at 7:30. We went from
Started at
O'Dear's. I had to go, I was supposed to be doing the doors, so I went straight to Kelly's Olympian, and then Anita dropped off our stuff, and then I ended up doing the light instead. So I literally could have finished up, but I mean, it's all good. You feel in where you feel in or whatever, but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously I want some more traction in the paint sip, but I think it turned out like it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Acting the food turned out.
I don't know if I ever want to see 30 people in there painting at the same time.
I don't think the only way I'd want to see 30 to 50 people like I have on the thing is like, the people who kind of leave early, like my cousin. She's like, I'm old cousin, I'm tired, I'm going home. Okay, that's fine. People trickle out, people trickle in because it is over the course of a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's not instructed, like, and you come in and you vibe on your own terms, that's cool. But I think, full capacity would be a lot, but at the same time, I'm not turning it down either.
Right. We'll always be ready for it.
Right.
But, oof.
Yeah. But it was tight yesterday, but it worked out. The show was amazing.
Mm-hmm. And Auntie Tammy came through. Auntie Tammy was helping. I was like, okay.
She was.
She was selling candles. She was going around.
She was not just selling candles. She was going to get people and bringing them to the candle table.
Uh-huh.
She walked up to the bartender and was like, hey, you heard about them candles? It's like, okay. Sales pitch is interesting.
Uh-huh. I said, okay, Tammy. She said, I'm going to come back next time and help too. Okay.
You hear her laughing at acting the fool?
Yes.
That was hilarious.
She was cracking up.
She threw that the one comedian completely off.
Was it twin?
She's like, I'm going to go to the next joke.
Right.
That's funny. So,
right. How was your week?
My week was cool. It was Christmas, of course, so did the family thing, and we had a basketball tournament last weekend in Oakland, so got back late Sunday night or early Monday morning and just had to get right back into stuff. So it was cool, though. We had a really good time. Christmas is huge with my family, so spent time at my aunt's house, and my son got all the stuff that he wanted. I got some cologne, and so that was cool. It was a really good week, though. Yeah.
So, what our main topic for today is defining success and what that looks like for you. I think you're a person that's been successful in some, many different lanes, and right now you have your nonprofit going on, and your basketball.
Yep.
It's not just a camp; it's a whole team situation.
Yeah, we have a team now.
Yeah. Yep. So, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so the nonprofit is called the Base 55 Foundation. And so what that is, it is the hub of how we do all of our community-based stuff. So for the last probably 15 years, I've been doing events. We call them opportunities of service for the community. So backpack giveaway, fun day with Santa. We've done Father's Day skate. We've done coat drives, clothes drives, all of that. And I've just done all of that independently. It was just something that I do. So like when I talk about next level entertainment, that was never really no company. That's just what I put everything under. And so one of my bros, Mike James, a guy that I worked with early in life through basketball, has became a really, really successful basketball player. And we decided that, the stuff that we do, we wanted to put it under a foundation. So that's why Base 55 started. The base is because Portland is our home base. 55 is Mike's number. He's number 55. And so We started that nonprofit, the foundation. We started that in August, and so we wanted to get a basketball team going. So basketball is the thing that, brought our relationship together. It's the thing that's been a constant in my life for a long time. And so we wanted to put together a basketball team to represent Portland, because we're basketball dudes. Portland's a basketball city. And we wanted to do it, in our opinion, a different way than everybody else did it. So we started the Mike James Elite basketball team. It's myself, Mike James, and Mike Lee is our basketball coach. And so we have a 14 and under team. They're really, really good. We play sponsored by Adidas.
Okay.
It's free to all of our players. So the parents don't have to pay no plane tickets, no hotel rooms, no shoes, no gym time, no anything. But part of that is their payment from families, from parents and kids, is being available for all of our volunteer and stuff that we have under the Base 5-5 Foundation. So yeah, we've played in 2 tournaments so far. We started in September. Like I said, we're playing on the junior Adidas circuit. We won both of the tournaments.
Congratulations.
We leave again this Friday to go to Phoenix for our 3rd tournament. So it's been cool.
Okay. So what has gotten you from where you started elementary? We actually went to the same elementary school.
Yes, indeed.
So what got you from a Northeast kid to kind of like a household name here in Portland?
Thank you for saying that. So that made me smile. But I was a kid that we was the first Section 8 babies. My mom, we were first Section 8 kids, so I lived all over Portland. If you know anything about the Section 8 program, you got to go where houses are available. So I was able through that to go to and live in a bunch of different places. And so with going to do schools and being the new kid all the time, you have to figure out what your niche is and, get acclimated with your new community. So being the new kid for me wasn't tough, but it allowed me to make friends in a bunch of different spaces and areas and help with my personality to be funny. You got to either fight, be funny, or be good at a sport.
Yeah.
I was all 3 for a little bit, so It was cool. But with that, moving around and my mom being a single mom in the 80s and early 90s, we needed the support of the community. So a lot of times, for the holidays, toys for tots and, all of that stuff. So one thing that my mom and my aunts always put into us was being of service and figuring out that's the one thing that you can do with money, without money, is just be there and to help people. And so being a kid that needed help, when I became an adult, I wanted to fill the gaps for folks that needed help. And so that started off, putting together events and throwing parties and then going into the community stuff. And so just over the years, it's grown. But like I said, I went to 13 schools between kindergarten and 12th grade. So it was a constant change. And I wanted, when I became an adult, to have some stability to some stuff. And so part of being stable was planting my feet on the ground in the community and trying to make an impact, because we've had a lot of dope people in our community, from Doppo to Tony Thompson to Ray Leary to John Herndon. Mr. Herndon to Bishop Wells. It's just been Margaret Carter. It's just been a bunch of dope people. So I wanted to, kind of leave my impact on the community at some point.
Okay. And then, so you recently retired from throwing events.
Heck yeah. These niggas keep taking my money, man. I keep losing money dealing with us. So yeah, I'm done.
Right. So it kind of looked like, I don't know if it is, but watching the shift anyway from, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Was that to focus more on your nonprofit and what you have going on there?
So for me, I always ran into, I don't like judgment with stuff, right? So if I was putting together, like today I go give a bunch of backpacks away, and then tomorrow I'll throw a party. Like people would have something to say about throwing a party, right? And
Because you can't do both.
Yeah, I don't know why it was like that, but for me, it felt like a long time. People tried to hold me to a standard that they didn't hold themselves to, right? And put me in a box like I'm a preacher or some mess like that. So I always just had to, when I would go into meetings or go into doing different things based around doing community work, people would bring up me, my shirt off in Jamaica, or me, popping bottles in Houston. And I just got tired, of that affecting the other stuff that I was doing. And so I just feel like I'm a person that, it's called duality. I could do both. But I also got into a space to where I've been going out and throwing parties and kicking it for the last 25, 26 years. So I just got tired of it and wanted to fully transition into this. And I knew that transitioning into really doing the community work at the level that I want to do it, I needed to kind of get rid of that just so I can, quiet some of the talk that I get.
That's interesting. I think it's
not cool.
It's not, but and I wonder about that sometimes too, because like I'm still in the nonprofit world, and even though I'm not working for an agency where people might necessarily stumble into the things I do, but they still might. I know like some people, they can't separate the two. Like this is my professional arts world. It has nothing to do with how I can effectively do my job. I still show up and do what I'm supposed to do for the people I'm supposed to do it for. My personal life is supposed to be my business.
In the perfect world, that would be what it is. But for me, that's never been a reality for me. Like everything I do gets, scrutinized and brought up. And so I just, and I'm 43, so I don't like being out like that no more. I don't like, it's changed. Like when we were younger and we're kicking it and going out, that's what it was. Like we went out to dance and meet people and have some drinks. And, it wasn't about making it a big old presentation and getting tables and all of that stuff. And so as it's evolved into what it is now, and even like when we were young, gang members didn't go to the club.
No.
They went to their little community bars or had house parties, right? And now it's not that. And so for me, unfortunately, being who I am in our community, I have a lot of relationships with a lot of people. And it's people that from all walks of life that, feel personally connected to me. So if I do something, everybody feels, welcome, right? And so when that happens with our community being so small, you'll end up having some folks in the same place that don't get along and then mess up the night for everybody else.
And then it's your fault.
Then it's my fault.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And I've
seen
never
that firsthand.
I've never gangbanged, never did none of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just got tired of always, I'm on the internet on Monday explaining myself and I ain't do nothing. So I just wanted to get away from that.
That makes sense because I know that can be exhausting. Like
for sure.
And then it's messed up because then it takes something away that you do love. Because event planning, for y'all that don't do it, that don't know, like it's exhausting on this side before, excuse me, y'all even get to the fun stuff that y'all got to do. There's so much work on this end. People just be wanting successful events for y'all to come have a good time.
People couldn't even imagine all the stuff that goes into putting together something. But, and to do that and see it kind of turn out how you wanted, and then one thing takes away from all that work. So you keep doing that enough, you're like, I'm cool.
Right.
Yeah. That's one thing I hope with the events that we do is more like sit down and chill, right? Y'all ain't coming to, if you ain't coming to sip and paint and chill or watch a comedy show,
laugh,
right?
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, even with those, you can only control what you can control.
Yeah.
Because we might be sipping and painting or sitting down, and somebody who don't like somebody. I mean, God forbid. Like I don't want.
No, I think your guys are in a good lane. I think that'll be, you ain't gotta worry about that.
Yeah, and we early. It's like you said, look, we're 42. We was out last night, and I want to be in the bed right now. So, and we wasn't even really out. Like I said, we did the 2 shows or whatever. But I I don't know. That's something that I was like, I don't want. There's this conversation back and forth in, like Portland and stuff like that, where people who are not from here, they come here and talk about what we don't have going on.
They get on my nerves.
Like so bad. But I mean, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I'm going to say publicly, I've said it before, like on that platform, but they don't know the history of what we have had, the reasons why it's gone away. And then it's like, well, y'all need to stick together and do this. We can't control everybody. We are a very small, densely populated group of people. If we only have 4 things going on, we splitting up between 4 things, and you're going to run into people. Things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Plus all the systemic things that have gone on to prevent us to be able to, to do the things that we want to do or continue to do them. It's frustrating. And then you put on stuff, and then they don't come. And it's like, but I thought y'all said there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is like I'm trying to figure out how there's nothing to do, but I always see flyers. People always promoting their stuff, and then people don't come and support it. So it's a really confusing thing. Like either it's popular, people gonna turn it out, or people just gonna complain about not being able to do nothing and not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird to me.
It's a tough space to be in because if you're doing it to make money or to have it popping, there's going to be a risk that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing it just to, have another space for somebody to go to, people won't necessarily support that the same way.
Right.
So it puts so it just puts you in a tough place. Like I said, I've been doing that for 20 years, like literally over 20 years. And so, it gets exhausting. And I don't like going out. I really don't. I haven't liked it in a long time. And so I don't. And so now I just did it because if I wasn't doing anything,
nobody was.
There wasn't nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you feel obligated to do stuff. But I say since 2018, I don't.
That's a long time.
I want to be in the house. I don't want to go.
Listen, you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, then like I would get stuff and it would grow and be popping. And then I just wake up one day and be like, man, I don't want to go today. So I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally, a few months ago, was like, yeah, I'm just not doing it. I'm cool. I'll go out if if I'm on vacation or something like that. But I'm in the house now.
Well, I feel like, I think we used to go out just for something to do, right? But never have I been like, ooh, I want to throw something just to get something like, I want to be at home in the bed. I like my sleep, my peace of mind, everything about being at home.
Yeah, I've gotten there now. I was turned up for a long time. But now it's like, man, watch me some Tubi.
Okay.
And chill out. I love Tubi.
Okay.
Tubi's fantastic.
I need to get in.
There's nothing to get into. It's bad. It's bad. Bad black movies.
No, but I like that.
I love them.
Last night I was looking for a movie to watch, and it was on Tubi, and I was like, hold on, I thought Tubi was for
bad movies.
No, but you'll find some jewels on Tubi. I've seen some great movies on there, but I watched one last night that was terrible, and they be so bad. They're so bad that you got to see it through.
Yeah.
You got to see what happens.
They got to start somewhere.
There's no way this could be this bad the whole time, and it is. That's part of the fun. That's
right, the whole time.
Yeah.
You got to see it to the end.
You got to see it through now. I'm committed. 22 minutes in.
So you can be fully mad at the end. Like,
man, like
that was a waste
the movie
of my
last
time.
night.
Better.
The movie last night just ended.
Just ended.
It was just over. Like, what?
Okay.
The credits start playing. I was like, oh, that's it.
All right.
It reminded me of there's a channel, I don't know what the channel is, but they play black movies and they have commercials at the most weird time.
Just pop in.
Yeah, all of a sudden
right
it's
now,
just a commercial.
About
and
some type
it'd be
of
in the middle of a
medicine.
conversation, like saying words.
Right.
There's no pause, and it's just commercial.
Okay.
And I'd be like, they need to figure that out.
Build
trying to sell you some diabetes medicine.
They just got time frames. At this many minutes, we're going like, ooh, y'all got to work on that. But everybody got to start somewhere. I feel like people.
I'm going to make one. I'm 100% going to make a movie in the next couple of years.
No,
it's going to be terrible.
That was my plan. I'm working on that
iPad too.
I want to see it.
Yeah, it's going down.
That's funny. I got a whole, mine wasn't going to be a movie. I was going to do a miniseries.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the women of Brewster's Place or something.
Okay.
Polly. Yeah.
We trying to, I don't know. I'm, for some reason, like I've always been a creative. Well, first of all, I've always been a homebody. When y'all was outside doing whatever y'all was doing, I was still at home. I'm not an outside person. Like, I mean, unless it's like, oh, let's go, what's it, like Midnight Bowl or Starlight Bowl or something like that, I'll go do that. But I've never been an outside person. But I've always been a creative person. So, like always like writing and stuff like that. But now it was like, there was stuff that we wanted to do and figuring out how to get into that. It seemed so, for some reason, when I was on the other side of it, it seemed like, well, how do you do that? That seemed like you got to have all this money, all these connections, all this, and you don't.
Mm-mm.
We found out recently, like, if you want to do something, you just go do it.
Just do it.
And it'll start working.
That's always been my thing. Like, if I have an idea, I'm just going to do it. It's either going to work or it ain't.
Yeah.
Cool. Either way.
There wasn't enough security with that to me before, like, 2 years ago, for some reason. In my brain, like, I needed like, what's that going to really look like? I need to know. Yeah.
And the thing with all of it, man, life, you'll never know.
Right.
So you can prepare for something fully and it don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so then you wasted a bunch of time, and so it's never wasted time though if you're really trying to make something happen. And you're either I think that's the thing that people have to understand is go for it. What's it gonna hurt? Right? We're going to spend money, we're going to lose money, we're going to gain money, and what does that really mean? If you, if you want to go do something, go for it. Just make it happen.
Success don't come to those that just stand still.
No. And to me, success is whatever your version of success is, what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, being successful is living the life that I want to live, like whatever that is. It's not in a dollar amount. It's not quantified by popularity or finances or material things. It's me being happy where I am in life. And that's how I kind of, or happy with myself is kind of how I equate success.
Has that always been your view on success, or has that evolved over?
For sure. Yeah. I was never into stuff. Like, I never liked shoes. I never liked clothes. I never liked cars. I never liked jewelry. So I was never into the material stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I am a person that liked the doing good stuff and then getting a good job or thank you. Like thank yous to me.
Acknowledgement.
And I thought, and people say it all the time, man, I wouldn't do that. I do this because, you're lying.
Yeah.
We all do everything for a reason. When people say, I would do this if I didn't get paid, you probably would, but you still want somebody to say thank you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? And so once I figured that out, because it was like, you're not doing, I love putting together and doing all of this community-based stuff, but the good part that comes from that, it's not money, it's the mom or the dad that comes and say, hey, man, bro, you saved us this year, bro. I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of how I measure my success, by the lives that I impact and the people's whose days I can make. So yeah, I am definitely one that enjoys getting the pats on the backs and thank yous, and that helps it, and it makes you want to keep doing it. Because if you were able, and I always never understood why people say that, but if you were able to put together something and you helped 500 families, right, with whatever you did, and everybody left and did nobody say thank you, you wouldn't do that shit again.
You'd be like, oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You wouldn't do it again. So saying that you don't do it for that ain't true. We all do.
I think it's a combination of the appreciation and then the confirmation that you are doing the right thing, or it makes sense to do what you thought you should do.
Because if you do the right thing and you never get acknowledged for it being the right thing, you gonna keep doing it?
Probably not.
No. And so it doesn't have to
like
be
a moral code thing.
And it doesn't have to be everybody. because everybody's not grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not
just some
appreciative.
a little bit. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
Some.
Somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Like holding the door open for somebody to come in. You can hold it and say, don't nobody ever say thank you for holding the door up. You're going to stop holding the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Y'all unappreciative.
Right. What I'm doing this for.
But yeah,
trying to be nice.
like early on, like I said, we needed a lot of help when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom needed other people to fill in the gaps and support us in some spaces. And if it wasn't for those people, we wouldn't have had some of the things we had. And so I always saw that and appreciated that and wanted to eventually be that, for somebody else if I could.
I think that's kind of how I got into the nonprofit world too. My mom was also a single mom. I did go to a lot of schools. I went to Vernon here and then moved to Tacoma, and then we went to a lot of schools up there, kind of just moving around because, again, we was on Section 8 too. Landlords are jerks sometimes, and we'll just be like, you got to go. So we, bounced around or whatever, and there were services that stepped in and helped us too. And when you see that, oh, you can be out here helping people, like if we might not have had Christmas sometimes if these agencies hadn't stepped in, and then getting older, like you said, and then being like, okay, I know that didn't stop with us. There's people out here who need help. And again, that comes with that whole, they needed help. They're appreciative, even though like people will be like, oh, thank you so much. And and I'll be like, oh no, I did it because I wanted to. I did. But at the same time, I do appreciate
you need your cup refilled.
Yeah.
You need a cup refilled. If you give everything out and you don't get anything back, then you're losing. And that doesn't feel good for nobody.
Right.
It was this family called the Bachmans. It was this older white couple. And I met them because they were like helping out my friends who lived across the street. And I'll never forget, I was like 6th grade and we wasn't going to have Christmas. And they just came through with some stuff. And I will never, ever, 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 ever forget that. And just the feeling that I got from them being selfless and doing that, I was like, man, I'm going to have to do that, at some point. Because for me, if I ever was truly like motivated by money, I could have been rich a couple times. But that's not people say it, but I really don't care about it like that. I think my richness my wealth is going to come from, what I give to this city, this community, and how I help. And so I've tried to live that way and do that. But these niggas make it tough, man.
Yeah.
They make it tough.
Sometimes.
They make it tough, and it's not all. But the boos are sometimes louder than the cheers. And you can hear the boos.
And it's with everything.
Yeah, and you can hear the boos more than you can hear the cheers. And it's and as I get older, I realize that it's something people got that they need to work on, right? And at this point, some of it is what it is, but it doesn't take the sting away from it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when like, that ain't what
who are
and I got to a point where I don't even explain no more. I'd be like, ain't no way y'all thought I did that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm still working on that a little bit. I'm still like, I
feel like we talk about stuff like that all the time. Like, the things that people put on you that you're not putting out there.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you come to that conclusion?
How'd you get there?
And that's what it be. I just want to know, like,
how'd you even
connect
think
the
that?
dots for me. I don't want to argue with you. Just connect the dots for me so I can see. Because
my mama
nonsense.
told me, man, ain't no sense explaining yourself to a fool.
Yeah.
Because the people outside looking in ain't gonna know who is who.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's so true.
But it's tough. It's tough. Like that's why I got off the internet for a while. They're just like, ain't no way.
Yeah.
That you got it.
My mom said that yesterday. Somebody been on Facebook, every time I post something, they say something, and it's like, I don't even read their comments.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you my Facebook friend. I don't know. Did I request you? Did you request me?
How
did we get here? I know you from the union, but I don't really know you.
Yeah.
And every time I post something, he puts something on there. My mom was like, who is that man on your page? And it's like, I don't know. He just likes to come to my page. And I don't think he means anything by it, but it's just rude.
Yeah.
And it's over and over again, rude.
Shut your ass up.
And it's like, goodness gracious. But when I hear about me in the union all the time, people who don't know me, and it's like, what have I ever done to you to make you say that?
Yeah.
I have never, I don't know. I am helpful. It's not fake. I just, if I haven't called you, you haven't needed my services, or, you know what I mean? But I haven't done anything negative to you at all.
Yeah. And the narratives people put out there are weird. I learned a long time ago that there are people who, if they wanted to, they could be something in a creative space, because like, when I have thoughts that are like not something that really happened, I write a poem, I write a song, I write a story. Then there are people who will be like, you know what? Mind you, I'm a 14-year-old virgin, but I moved away from my neighborhood, moved back to my neighborhood a year later, because like I said, Section 8, that's a year lease. And then, it is what it is. You can move around after that. One of my friends came up to me and was like, is it true that you moved away to give birth to twin girls and your mom wouldn't let you keep them?
You wouldn't have the old 1940s babies that
First of all,
we go out of town to go have.
I didn't know they were still doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so at 14, I learned that whatever's going on with people, they project that, so I don't have to deal or deflect, right? So
people are miserable, man.
They are.
For people that are really miserable and need some services and help that they ain't getting. And so my partner said this the other day, and it's not funny, but it's funny. Those ones, man, that needed all that extra stuff when we was in school, they still out here running around with us. We just don't know who is who.
You can't tell who's who because they ain't got a class to go to.
They released them into the wild, man. And we're dealing with that stuff now. So yeah. And it's tough because I'm sensitive. But you have to get to a point to where you just whatever.
Yeah. It's always been a thing of like, the stuff never really hurt my feelings. It was more of that doesn't even make sense. And I'm a very logical person. I need stuff to make sense. And when you making up stuff that doesn't make sense, like my mom told me a long time ago, I was going back and forth with somebody. I'm like, how does that even sound like something I would say? And she was like, it's not that it sounded like it did or did not sound like you. They wanted that narrative to fit you.
Yeah.
And I was like mind blown. I'm going through some stuff, 40 changes you, right? So we've been going through some transformations, getting used to 40, but there was just still times when I was younger where my mind is being blown about, because I just think like this is how, and that's also when you learn people don't think like you, everybody thinks differently, because to me, if it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to think that. I don't know why somebody's brain would work like that. And people are really weird out here.
Yeah, man. 10% of people going to hate you no matter what you do. No matter what. You can do all that.
Weird.
At least.
They're going to hate you, at least 10. 10% is going to love you no matter what you do. And then 80% going to pick how they feel about you based off what you do. So.
Or what they hear.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's tough. And it took me a long time to get to that place because, like you said, it's like, that don't even make sense. But ain't no point in explaining yourself to nobody about nothing.
Nope.
Do what you're going to do and keep it pushing.
I'm almost all the way there.
It feels good. And it feels good to be on that journey.
Yeah, it's a journey.
It is.
I still wake up and be like, what the, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll let y'all have it. I'm going to let y'all have it.
Like, I ain't even going to address it. I ain't got time.
Yeah.
I'll address it to who matters. The rest of y'all,
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to say was your husband again. It was like, I was like, well, as long as, my kids, have a good view of me or whatever. And it was a conversation like, well, why do they even have to? At the end of the day, as long as you're good with you, right? Because just because they your kids don't mean that they cool people. I mean, you would hope so.
You would hope.
Right. You know what I'm saying? People have given birth to people that they like, you know what?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as long as you're good with you, and I was like, I think I still have to get there because I stopped caring so much about what strangers thought, right? Then it was like, but my associates, I had to stop caring what they thought. So it was like layers for me, pulling back the layers. Then it was like my family. I think that was probably the hardest one. And the crazy thing is, I think I did that myself. Like, I don't think my family put anything on me.
You was using your head.
Oh, I'm an overthinker.
Yeah,
I'm top-notch overthinker. But, it was like, well, what will they think? Because it's like, you're supposed to grow up, you're supposed to be ladylike in this area and that area, the good girl, do this, do that. And if I'm doing anything that doesn't align with that, it was like, well, what are they going to say? What are they like? Are they going to disown you? Maybe. And then what? You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it's the thing about that though, it's the longer we live, the more action we got to get in this life thing right. Because ain't none of us did it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the first time doing it. It's the only time we're going to do it. Right. So we're going to mess up. We're going to have wins. We're going to have losses. But ultimately, if we're in a space where we're good with ourselves, but it takes, because we do, man, people want that, man. We want the adulation and the appreciation and the acceptance. Like, that's why we're humans. If we weren't, we wouldn't be humans. Like, we need that. The social part of life is something that we need. And so we spend a lot of time navigating that. But the more that we get in tune with ourselves and the longer that we live and the more life experience we have, you'll get to a place of that. But like you said it, and you might have a kid one day that you just don't like. You love them, but they might be a bad person, no matter, or your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your sister, your brother. Like, you might be that bad person to somebody,
right.
So it just is what it is.
I mean, somewhere we are. Like, even no matter how good of a person you try and be,
ain't none of us perfect. Ain't perfect.
You might have done something.
For sure.
And everything that benefits you don't benefit everybody else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you start to be on the journey, like where we are, where it's like, okay, I'm focused on what works for me, what's good for me, what makes sense for me, because I'm the only one that has to live with me this whole time. I'm the only one that has to deal with me. Ain't no running from me. So, being a little more focused on yourself, it makes you less available to people in ways that you may have been before. Like that whole bending over backwards, losing sleep, compromising my time, all that's done. So then there are people who are going to be a little bruised by that because, no, I'm sorry, I can't.
You took away some access
she ain't
to
got
yourself.
time for me.
I'm tired. I want to be at home. Well, what are you doing? Watching movies? Well, you ain't doing nothing. Yes, I am.
I'm watching movies.
I'm watching
this
movies.
Is me time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, literally, like, the only person besides my kids who could be in that space is Kanitha. Because we on that same, like, if I want to just sit there and watch movies, she want to sit there and watch movies. We ain't got to say nothing. We're more introverted people. So, a lot of people get uncomfortable with silence. We can sit there and not say nothing. We know we're supposed to spend quality time together. We're still hanging out. We're still doing whatever it is we're doing. We'll talk when we want to talk and then don't if we don't want to.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Being around people for me who are like, they just start talking about everything. Like, you see how blue that is? Just because it's quiet is strange.
Oh,
so, like, the access.
And I think, and for those people, like, not talking is strange. Right?
They like,
because we're all like,
anything like,
and so like I'm a super duper extrovert, but in that, always being on gets tiresome.
Yes.
Right? Because it got to a point, and I noticed this early, probably like 15 years ago. I had did something, and I don't think I saw whoever it was, or I didn't speak to whoever it was. And they went and, said something to one of my friends. And he was like, hey, bro, do you know that people come out to your stuff to talk to you? And so if you don't talk to them, they feel like you. And so I was like, oh. And so with that, just always being on and always, and it's me. So if I'm somewhere and if I don't come in smiling and laughing and hugging and speaking to everybody, people will leave feeling there's something wrong. And and so being on all the time or having to be funny or having to be Sam all the time is exhausting. It sucks. And so now, because sometimes I don't want to give everybody 5 and give everybody a hug. So to prevent myself from going out there and making people feel away, I just stay in the house.
Yeah.
I think that's such a weird thing. We talk about this.
Yeah, because we do this all the time.
Yeah, because if I walk in a space and maybe I don't see you. You know,
That's
if I don't speak to you, I probably don't recognize who you are. Or maybe I'm just not in the space to be that social. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an antisocial person.
Yeah.
I stay at home. I like my space. Don't bother me. You know, I like to go out sometimes, but at the same time, I might sit in the corner and just people watch. You know what I mean? And I'm questioning myself, should I go say hi when I see somebody? I don't know. It might be weird. And I'm an overthinker. So I'll sit back and this is, you know, the commentary going on in my head. And then I'll be like, nope, I'm fine right here. And so I won't move. But when somebody says, I saw you at the thing and you didn't speak to me neither.
Right.
So let's start there. Right. We both didn't. I know what was going on in my head. It was no ill will against you. It was, you know, I'm a weird person and interactions can be weird and I don't know how. And, you know, it just is like, too much thinking to even just go say hi. What if they don't even know who I am? What if they don't recognize me? Whoever.
Right.
You know.
And then you mad at me, but I'm not mad at you because you didn't speak.
Facts.
I'm giving you grace because I know what's going on with me.
Right. But it's people be so quick to, oh, you didn't speak to me. That people do that in my union. You know, she don't speak to me. First of all, do you know how many members? We have 6,000 members. I don't know everybody's name. I know that I meet people. I meet all the newcoming students. I see them for 2 weeks and then they go to work. The next time I see you, I don't even know that I've seen you before.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You're a whole new person to me. Don't be upset that I don't know who your life, you know, but that's just hit a nerve.
No, and it does for me too, because on top of being the introverted overthinker and this, that, and other, I can't see. And then
that's one thing I cannot do. I can't see at all. And people be like, you look right at me. And
like,
I was like,
no, I didn't.
I didn't know it was you, fam.
It was like, it was
a blur. Yep.
And that's why, like, randomly I'll post on Facebook because it never fails. I seen you and you didn't. You seen me, right? You said you seen me. I didn't see you. You out of pocket. You mad at me because I didn't come speak to you, greet you, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I did not see you. I cannot see. I keep telling y'all this. I don't know why y'all keep being mad at me.
She really can't.
I can't see
and people, like, I was told, I mean, like, we cool now or whatever, but I don't need glasses. I need to have surgery on my eye.
Where your surgery at?
It's at the hospital.
He did. So I'm legally blind. That's why I can't see anything.
This one's good. This one's just messed up.
This one's not cool. So the good one is bad.
What's going on? Where's
my glasses are at America's Best, waiting me to go pick them up. I just ain't gonna go get them.
Okay.
You ain't gonna go get them.
You ain't gonna go get them.
He don't want to see.
It's cool.
I just started wearing my glasses.
I figured it out. I get around. I know where I'm going.
As long as people know.
I tell people it's muscle memory.
Yep. I know where I'm going. I can feel it.
Right.
Okay.
Please don't do this, like PSA or whatever. Like, if you can't see, go get your stuff figured out. But yeah, I was like trying to tell
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm cool.
No, somebody told me I snubbed them, and I was like,
snub? Oh, you're snubbing people.
Well, first of all, I thought you had to be like famous to snub people. I didn't know.
They might be famous in their own mind.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that's what's up.
I think about the first time I met Sam, I didn't know who he was. He was like, where were we? I was at Ebony's house, and you were across the street.
Oh, at Poncho's.
Yep. And I didn't know who you were, and you was like, I don't know how you got on my name, and I didn't know your name, and you was like, you don't know me. And I was like, do you know her name? Like, no, I don't know you. And then you knew my sister, and I was like, how you know my sister?
I knew your brother.
Michael.
Kenneth.
Yep.
Oh. We was in the same class.
Oh, Whitaker. Oh, Lord. Oh.
Why is your name? I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, oh, he must have knew somebody.
I knew the family.
But I didn't know him. I don't know Sam.
So you snubbed him.
I thought I got snubbed, probably.
No, but I was like, that's interesting. Like, I promise you I didn't see you. And they was like, you walked right by me. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, then you walked back by, and I was standing right next to G, and you gave him a hug. And I said, and if you notice, when I walked by G,
if you're that blind, we need to go talk about that.
No, okay, look.
Wait,
let her finish. It was dark in there. So the lights were dim.
You can't see Kenitha.
Kenitha and G are two different people.
We got to talk about that.
Listen, I can see Kenitha. I can see you.
If I gave you a hug and I didn't see her, we got to talk about the eyes.
Listen. Listen. We was at Kelly's in that room. It's dark in there.
Yeah.
And it was crowded on top of that. I walked by G. G reached out to me and was like, and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Gave him a hug and then kept on going.
Yeah.
I'm also in my head when I'm out in places. I'm not.
You're on a mission.
Yeah. I'm going to go do what I'm doing. Yeah. And at that time, I think I was going to the restroom. So I really don't have time for this. I didn't see them. It was not on purpose. I'm not that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I know you or kind of know you or whatever, cool, I'm going to speak.
That ain't cool. You can't be snubbing people.
Thing. Like,
walking by.
Got my inbox like, da-da-da-da. And I was like,
oh.
Hey, man, like, I don't know what you think you know about me. Like, I'm cool. Like, I swear to God, I promise, right? But I'm also, like, I'm a Libra, so there's balance to it. As cool as I am, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you really want to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Behind me not seeing you because I have a medical condition. I can't see you. It's dark in there and it's crowded. And if I walked by you, just like G reached out, you could have.
Mm-hmm.
You seen me. I did not see you. So, I know.
You out here got people feeling the way. You walking by,
Listen,
I'm not talking.
So, you see her out in public, just go like
Don't
this
touch
to her.
me. Do not touch me.
So listen, she just ain't going to say hi. Nope. She ain't going to see you. But don't inbox her. You gonna get to the bad part of the Libra. You get cussed out.
No, Libra.
No. Don't touch me. You can be like, hi, Renato, or La Libra, or however you know me. Like, hey, like wave, get him. Like, you know, but don't touch me.
You might even have to remind her of who you are.
Right.
Somebody hit me up.
A lot of people
after that episode we talked about. I can't remember names.
We be talking about
to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
Me either.
But I know faces, most faces. But don't expect me to remember your name
because that's a lot.
Unless we had like a meaningful interaction that lasted a long time, you know.
Still might forget.
I speak to at least 10 people a week that I have no idea.
I can't remember
where I know
names.
them from, who they are.
Yeah, you
we shouldn't have a full conversation because even if I don't know everybody, a lot of people know me.
We talked about that too.
So I just had was it yesterday? I had a full conversation with the dude. And I was like, man, who was that? I have no idea. And we talked about it, and I was like, he know me. Because we talked about some real stuff, but I have no idea who that was.
Sometimes people you gotta remind me, and don't be offended.
That's why I say fam. Like, what's up, fam?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll be like, hey.
I don't know your name, brother.
Hey, Kenita, hey, how you doing?
Right. Those are the ones I feel the worst about because they're like, hey, and I'm like, hey. I don't know who that is.
That's funny.
I'll talk to you, but just don't. Yeah.
It's a real thing.
I've had people come up and just be mad because I don't know their name. It's like, listen, I see a lot of people. Like, I'm not going to treat you any different if I know your name or not.
You don't get special treatment because I know your name. I'm cool with all you.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because I'm cool or I'm not. So, like, I got 2 kids and I'm mixed up.
This I'm not part is trying to come out.
No. I'm saying, like.
That's the 4th time you just said that. You got some smoke ready for somebody.
The snubbing thing just, like she said, it struck a nerve. Because, like, it's not personal, like, at all. But I'm saying, like you say, you don't get special treatment because I know your name. I like you or we cool or whatever, or there's nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing your name is just not put you leaps and bounds ahead of other people. Everybody on this same level pretty much for me.
Yeah.
Somebody felt convicted and reached out to you?
No, people talk about me all the time.
You said somebody reached out to you after the last time we talked about it?
Oh, yes. And was like, and when they introduced themselves, they gave me so much information in this message. I was like, did they watch that last episode? Because they told me where they knew me from. And I was like, I know who you are. Like,
but after that, nobody knows if we know who they are.
Right.
So.
I was like, you've been coming to all the game
needed confirmation.
Nights. He did. I said, okay. Well, thank you, though. I appreciate that extra information because maybe I wouldn't have known who you were.
That's funny.
So give me extra information if you want me to remember.
This is Johnny. Remember that one day we were bop, da da bop, bop. Oh, okay. I know.
I was in your basic skills class in July. Okay. That's what's up. Cool.
You know what I decided after last night is I need to take a class in like a poker face.
So your face tell the story. If you don't know, it does.
You say that about me? Like you?
Oh,
what?
I'll tell you the story.
Oh my God!
We was at.
I want to hear it.
We was at Capitol. I was doing your night, and it was So people that came in, they was talking. They were talking.
Was she up on the stage?
Oh my God.
Was she up on the stage?
She was on the side by the lights in the back. She was just looking at him like this. And then I was like, oh, she can't hide how she feels.
I cannot.
And then eventually she got up there and was like, we are having a show here, so if you guys want to talk, sit up. And Face told the story.
I need to work on it because I'm like, I couldn't be a spy or nothing. Like, it'd be like,
oh my God, it's funny. I'll be cracking up. I'll watch something happen. I could tell what she thinking. I look at Renata's face like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it, and
we'll work in progress every day.
Yeah,
every day, 1% better.
I'm gonna make that my 42-year thing I'm working on. Like, work on fixing my face. That's what, like, when me and D'Angelo first met, and like that, he would say that to me all the time. Like, we moved our open mic to Zoom when COVID first hit or whatever, and people would be saying stuff or doing stuff or whatever, and he would message me, he'd text me, "Fix your face." No, I'm not fixing my face. That's stupid. I'm not doing that. But now I wanna work on it.
I'm glad 42 will bring a little bit of change, man.
a little bit.
I just work on it.
It's so hard.
It's funny.
That's funny.
But I don't
like
understand
subtitles.
why people around
her face got
me
subtitles.
That is funny.
No, y'all should be like Renata. Like, you seen it.
Okay, I'll try to let you know.
It was funny to me. I didn't care.
You just see it from across the room. I look at her face.
Like, oh, she doesn't like that.
We were somewhere, and I was like, she wanted to go get something to eat. And I was like, oh, you want to see what they got here? And her face. So I said, oh, never mind. And she was like, what? I was like, you just let me know this. You would not eat in this.
I don't even know that I do it.
You want something?
Like,
okay, cool. We'll go somewhere else.
Bad. I'm sorry.
She didn't even let me say nothing. I didn't even get to answer.
Your face answered for you. Your subtitles.
But I need an answer. Maybe I was like,
you know what? The answer was already given.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I
just feel like it's getting real wild with so I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and I couldn't fix the fact that I was like, I don't care about none of that. And so I was like, I need to.
Okay. That's her response, Sam.
That's crazy.
Okay. And I was watching her face like, this person, I don't think they caught on.
I don't think everybody else did. I
sure did. I was like,
yeah.
You don't give a shit about what you're saying.
I'm going to. There's got to be like a class or something somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to find it.
Get hypnotized or something.
Yeah.
Something. I got to figure it out.
That might be it.
I might not be able to be like a big business mogul if I can't fix my face.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, sometimes you just got to say, okay, sorry.
I can't do that either.
Even when
if it's not my fault, I'm not taking it. Nope.
I'm like, just say
sorry. You know why?
These are barriers, man. These are barriers people had to work on.
Right.
Listen, maybe I'm overcorrecting, right? But coming up and doing things and not getting credit for it, right? And then other people taking credit for stuff that was my accomplishment, or I put the work in or whatever. Or people being like, oh, this one thing happened, it had to be you because blah, blah. Well, it wasn't me because I was nowhere near over there. Mm-hmm. Like, let's just put the things in the places for the people that they belong to. Give me my accolades. Give me my constructive criticism. I don't want nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? And so.
That ain't how life works, though.
I know, but as a Libra, I want things fair and balanced, and that's what I'm going to strive for.
That little Zodiac got you in a precarious position. That ain't about to happen.
I know, and I'm trying to. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to work on it. I got a list of things.
The good thing that you have to understand that some shit just never will make sense, and trying to make sense of foolishness will put you in a bad spot. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is.
Yep, and make sense of the things that are important to you. Mm-hmm. Not everything is gonna make sense.
Just an intervention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I came.
Okay.
All right. It was to get to here.
Mm-hmm. To get to this moment right now.
Okay. I don't like it. I do not subscribe. So.
There you go. It's okay. Change hurts. It's discomfort. Discomfort creates change.
Uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes, it really does. But I'm not. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not uncomfortable in my my stances, but I know that it could be a problem at some point. So
yeah, it could be a barrier. You got to decide if that matters to you or not.
There you go. And that's it. There we go.
There you go.
Intervention complete.
I needed to.
You denied our intervention.
I'm working on it. 42. I just got here. I got 9 more months to work on it before I get on my new goals.
Yeah, I feel like as we grow in business and things like that, you'll make whatever adjustments are necessary for wherever you're trying to go.
Yes, indeed.
I will.
I think you're good. All right, we're getting to this.
At the end of the hour.
Oh, we got there quick.
It be going by.
Good combo.
We talking. Yeah.
We just be chilling. So our gem of the day. Man. Like what all have we talked about? A lot. But give credit where credit is due. I think that's a big one. Appreciating. People like to be appreciated. And I had that lesson one time. We had a volunteer. We had a big event. We used to do this gumbo feed every year, and we'd have a whole bunch of people come volunteer. And my job has always been to organize the volunteers or to, invite people to come. And there was a volunteer, somebody who was there for like 6 hours or something. And we were all there for 6 hours, but I think they were upset because they didn't feel like they got the appreciation that they needed. And I guess my hard time was like, we are all I'm volunteering too. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, this ain't paid for nobody, by nobody. This is all of us volunteering. But it made me realize just because I don't get the appreciation doesn't mean I can't give it to the other people.
Right.
But thank you and a good job goes a long way.
It really
and it might make somebody's day.
Yeah. And so I've tried to increase how much I let people know, I appreciate your effort because you don't have to do anything.
Nope.
Realistically, you do not have to do anything.
Nobody's required to do nothing.
Yeah, right. So any choice you make that makes a positive impact on me, thank you. I appreciate it. Or on anybody else. You know what I mean? So just give credit where credit is due and let people know you appreciate them.
I think mine is going to be kind of personal. So the whole, it might sound a little cliche, but just not being afraid to continue to work on yourself no matter where you think you are in this journey, how much you feel like you know, how old you are, whatever. And being open to, your friends' constructive criticisms and whatnot. Because, if people really love you, then it's out of love, right? And it's because they want you to be successful or, do well or be the best version of yourself that, and whatever that looks like for you, if they really love you or care about you or whatever. So, working on yourself.
I get a gym too?
Yeah.
All right, so every day I send out a quote of the day to the boys on our basketball team. And today's I haven't sent it out yet, but it was going to be, and I think it'll be a good gym for today. If you don't separate yourself from distractions, the distractions will separate you from your goals. So to me, that means if you do not remove yourself from the things that'll get you, that could take you off of your course of success, whatever that is for you, if you do not separate yourself from them, then those things are going to be the thing that's going to lead to you not being successful. So, yeah, that's what my gym is going to be for this, and then I'll send that out to the boys today too.
That's dope. My auntie does that. She sends us, I think she sends it to all.
I get my aunt sends something every day, and that's I don't even read it no more, and that's not cool.
Oh, I read mine. She didn't send it like 2 days, and I was like, is my auntie dead? What happened to her?
And so if you do, Aunt Lou, that's my bad, fam. I'm going to start reading them.
You should. That's what you should work on.
I appreciate the people who do that.
My auntie sends mine every day. Every day.
Think about how many people they send it to every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had a lady who used to do that. Her name was Helen.
I'm about to see what the last one she sent was, and let's read it so we can give Aunt Lou love today.
Yeah, that's messed up.
It is messed up.
I don't think he can read anybody text messages. You text Sam, you might hear back in like 12 days.
He probably get too many messages.
That ain't cool. I have to work on that. For sure. Or, but you know what happens a lot is I read it.
Oh, I do that.
And I think that I responded.
I have 158 unread messages.
That's crazy. I have 0.
I don't know how many I have. I have some though.
Well, I be having to send out hundreds of text messages.
See, this is too much.
At one time.
I don't want to read all that.
It's right.
You know why it's so much? Because you're not reading it every day. She was reading it every day.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack nothing.
Nothing.
Shout out to you, Ayla.
Nothing.
Okay.
See? Needed that.
Keeping you on your
If you
scriptures.
read it every day, it won't be a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. If it's only one message a day. See,
I just do this, and then I just keep it moving.
Okay, then.
I open it so I don't have a...
It's probably just one. One message a day is not bad.
I think you need to do better.
She's going to hear this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You should do better.
I got to do better.
Keep texting Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had somebody. My family don't text me every day. I do get
the only person.
I get a prayer.
I don't even... I've seen her 2 times in my life.
Okay, then.
But she loves you, clearly.
Loves me. And I love you, too.
You read her text messages.
Go visit.
You know, like this is audio visual.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't coming to visit, but I'll read the message.
Is she here?
No, she lives in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's somewhere to go, though.
I ain't going.
Okay.
Okay, then.
All right.
All right. Well, this has been fun. Thank you for joining us on our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming.
And thank you for joining us.
Yeah. This has been Talk to Them. Mm-hmm. That's your part. For every story counts and I don't know.
Every voice
matters.
Every voice counts and every story matters. I don't know.
I thought it was every story matters and
we
every
always
voice
end
counts.
Talking about this ending that
we're going to get it right.
I think that's part of that's dope.
Yeah. It's something like that.
It all matters though. It's all good stuff.
It all matters and so do you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Yeah. See you next week or whenever you watch it.
Thank you.